Hey everybody, sorry for my slightly late start time here. I had a freak technical issue that popped up like right as I was about to go live and I had to reboot my computer, so my apologies. Let's get cranking here. Day after day I'm more confused. Yeah, to look for the light through the pouring rain. No, that's a game that I hate to lose. When I'm feeling the strain, it ain't a shame. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. So take me away. Beginning to think that I'm wasting time. Don't understand the things I do. Rolled outside looks so unkind, and I'm counting on you to carry me through. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. So take me away. When my mind is free, you know a melody can move me. When I'm feeling blue, the guitar's coming through to soothe me. Thanks for the joy that you're giving me. Want you to know I believe in your song. World in rhyme and harmony. Help me along, making me strong. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Yeah. Hey, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Yeah, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. So take me away, won't you take me? Want to take me, gotta drift away. Yeah, won't you take me? Want to take me, wanna drift away. So take me away. Thank you, everybody. Happy Sunday. Before we carry on, I want to address a couple of things. There's a couple of changes, one that's being kind of thrust upon us, and the other one I've been thinking about for a while, and I'm going to do it. So the first thing is Facebook has made some changes to their terms and conditions that are going to make it not okay to stream directly to Facebook. Not YouTube, and I'm not worried about YouTube. The big problem is, I mean, they'll allow streaming, but they don't want to use music. The big problem for Facebook is that they do not have a way to monetize any of this for the writers, the songwriters. And I'm actually, as a musician, I'm actually okay with this because, you know, what a lot of you guys don't know, you tend to think of the song and you associate it with the artist who recorded it. And sometimes that is the case. And, you know, Billy Joel probably isn't hurting for money as a result of what I'm doing. But a lot of times people record songs that people that only write songs, they're not recording artists, wrote. And a lot of those guys live on $50,000, $60,000 a year, and the way that they get it is through royalties, licensing. YouTube has very brilliantly over the years created a system of monetization for that. There's a YouTube subscription that you can buy if you want to watch everything ad-free, or ad revenue that comes in off the replay can get sent out to the copyright holders and all of that. And so the music industry is kind of converged on YouTube, and it's a good place to be. Most of my viewers are on YouTube, I might add. And so Facebook is in a situation where they don't have a good way to monetize it, and the labels apparently are going after them. So as of October 1st, I'm not going to be able to send this directly to Facebook anymore. What I will do, however, because Facebook is such a great place to network and have community, is that I will go live on Facebook without playing songs and remind people that I'm going live so the notification goes out. And I will share the YouTube link to my live streams so people can just very easily from within Facebook click it and watch and participate over on YouTube. So that's going to be how we do this. It'll probably upset the apple cart for a few of my viewers, but most of you are either already on YouTube or are not going to have a difficult time making that transition. And you can still access it from right in either my Facebook group or my Facebook profile. So I'll still be sharing the link. It'll just open up a YouTube page when you click it. So I'm happy to do that on behalf of all of the songwriters out there who rely on these revenue streams, these royalty revenue streams. I could easily be one of them, and so I'm glad that someone out there is thinking about that. The second thing is I have work piling up that is I need a bigger block of time to get done with it. So I don't know if this is permanent, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go to Sundays only for a while, and then we may add in another stream. But another thing that's been happening is that my European group mostly are going back to school, and a lot of my Americans, depending on where they're living and what's going on with the virus in different parts of the country, they're able to go more back to work and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so it's becoming harder and harder to pick a time where everybody who wants to participate can. But Sundays, I think, are a good day because the fewest people actually work on Sundays, and I'm going to drop the start time starting next week to 2 o'clock. So we're going to start going live at 2 o'clock on the West Coast instead of 3. Which will, hopefully for the Europeans, it's still a late night, but it won't be as bad of a late night. It'll make it a 10 o'clock night or an 11 o'clock night instead of a midnight or 1 o'clock for some of them. So, starting this week, there will no longer be Wednesday shows, although I may bring those back, or I may just periodically feel like doing one, and I'll put up a little notification and let you know, but I'm not going to have it on the schedule. It'll just be Sunday live stream concerts and Friday Q&As for my students. And but you will see me a lot more on YouTube because I have a ton of YouTube content that I'm working on. And so what this is going to allow me to do is be more aggressive with performance videos and teaching videos, because I know a lot of you have been wanting more tutorials and more things like that. So that's what's going to be in its place, and it's what needs to be in its place to balance out my workload so that everything is being tended to. So anyway, there you go. That's all the housekeeping for today. I'm going to continue on with songs, and but mostly we're going to continue having the same fun that we have been. I just world events are changing, and the requirements of my work are changing, so we're going to adapt to it. But I'm not giving up these concerts because they're like the greatest thing that ever happened. Okay, here we go. There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me, but I want my life to be live with you, live with you. There's a way, everybody says, to do each and every little thing, but what good does it bring when I ain't got you, when I ain't got you? Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. In my brain, I see your face again. I know my frame of mind. You ain't got to be so blind, like I'm blind, so very blind. 'Cause I'm a man, can't you see what I am? I'm living, I breathe for you, babe. But what good does it bring when I ain't got you, when I ain't got you? Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. Somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. All right, thank you. All right, let me take my public opinion bath for my announcements here. By the way, I know this will end up being not as good for some people too, and I apologize, but I am taking this in balance of where the most people are watching from. So let's see here. Keith said something about Facebook. I would like to see what that was. Well, anyway, how is everybody doing, by the way? Well, I'm glad I have your forgiveness, Kevin. By the way, this is my friend Kevin Lawrence. A lot of you know him. A lot of you are also fans of his. And he and I will be doing a joint show together on Friday the 25th of this month. And we're very much looking forward to that. Kevin, we probably ought to get together and decide what we're going to do. But that's for another platform. We can talk to each other without boring everybody else with our details. Okay, let's see here. Well, okay, I appreciate that, Keith. I mean, I'll look into it some more, but I've been reading various sources on it, and it looks like they're going to make a little bit of they're talking a little bit about performing as well. So who knows? They're never very clear about this sort of thing, to be perfectly honest with you. They're never very clear about it. But I just want to make sure I'm a little bit careful with those guidelines because I don't want to run the risk of having my Facebook group taken down. So anyway, but we'll keep looking into it. If there's a way to keep going to both platforms, I certainly will. Okay, so let's see here. Well, the good news is, Eric, we're not going to be doing this on weekdays, so that will be, that's kind of what I anticipated, that the best thing that I could probably do is to keep the Sunday, and that's the day that would be easiest to take it back an hour. So, okay. Yes, John, that's going to be one of my first orders of business once my passport will allow me to go somewhere. Yes, very much looking forward to that. Okay, so I see some interesting requests out there. One of them is for, let's pick the pace up a little bit. This is a fun one I don't get to play very often. And this is going to allow me to show you what a bad whistler I am. This is a Billy Joel track from his most successful album in 1977. It's the title track. It's called The Stranger. And I will not whistle it properly because I can't. I'm not that good. But I will do my best modified version of it to get the job done. I never know which one of those notes will actually come out and which ones will just be air. Here we go. Well, we all fall in love. Well, we all have a face. We hide away forever. And we take them out and show ourselves when everyone has gone. Some are satin, some are steel, some are silk and some are leather. They're the faces of the stranger, but we love to try them on. Well, we all fall in love, but we disregard the danger. Though we share so many secrets. There are some we never tell. Why were you so surprised that you never saw the stranger? Did you ever let your lover see the stranger in yourself? Don't be afraid to try again. Everyone goes south every now and then. Ooh, you've done it, why can't someone else? You should know by now. You've been there yourself. 'Cause I used to believe I was such a great romancer. Then I came home to a woman that I could not recognize. But I pressed her for a reason. She refused to even answer. It was then I felt the stranger kick me right between the eyes. And it hurts. Well, we all fall in love, but we disregard the danger. But we share so many secrets, there are some we never tell. Why you so surprised that you never saw the stranger? Did you ever let your lover see the stranger in yourself? I missed a section, let me do it though. Then it goes, don't be afraid to try again. Everyone goes south every now and then. Woo-hoo. You've done it, why can't someone else? You should know by now. You've been there yourself. You may never understand how the stranger is inspired, but he isn't always evil, and he is not always wrong. You may drown in good intentions, you'll never quench the fire. You'll give in to your desire when the stranger comes along. Hey! Okay, well, I love it when I play a song that I've literally heard, I don't know, 10,000 times, but then forget how it goes while I'm playing it. It's all right. It's about the recovery. Okay, what else is floating out there? Hey, Scotty Zuckerman, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, we can tell her about it. Let me do another song by maybe another artist first, but I'll definitely throw that one in. That's a great one. Oh, thanks, Brenda. That's awesome. Well, there is definitely a difference in the copyrights between performing a song and the actual recording. So there's long been issues. Even YouTube has issues with using people's recorded music. But we'll see. I'll continue to look into it, guys. Look, I don't want to give up the Facebook stream, so I'm not going to do it willy-nilly. But I have seen some sources that don't feel bogus to me that are saying that on October 1st they're gonna, and they have artificial intelligence monitoring it. So I don't want the stream to just get cut off in the middle or something like that. So, I'll keep researching it. Definitely hope that hope you guys are right. There's nothing that I would like more than to be wrong about that one. Hey, Jen Steinwert Pullen. This is my cousin. Beautiful fall afternoon. That's awesome. It's finally cooling off here in the desert, too. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have in the comments? What's everyone looking for? Ooh, these are both good songs, Brian. I do not know them off the top of my head. However, this is an interesting audible for me to call from that same album. This is he's asking for a Chicago song from the 80s. So Peter Cetera was the lead singer of Chicago from the time they formed in 1967. I think maybe he joined in 1968, but he was basically there from the time they got rolling all the way until 1985 when they finished the Chicago 17 tour, and they came out with an album called Chicago 18 with a fella named Jason Sheff. And Jason and I have never met, but I got to meet Jason's brother, and I did a singer-songwriter set in Nashville at his he has like an antique shop there, and he does singer-songwriter showcases every Friday and Saturday out there in Nolensville, which is sort of a suburb of Nashville. It was a really cool experience. Played with a few other songwriters, had a really nice time in 2007, and I have communicated with Jason many times via email and social media directly, and have had some nice convos, but I've never met him in person. He was with the band until 2016, so he was there for 30 years. And turned out to be a pretty darn good singer himself. And they recorded some music together before going on the road with him. And the first song they released that his voice was on that hit was this one, and it hit number 3, and it solidified his place in the band, and it's one of my favorites. And I don't know if I'm the best guy in the world to sing it, but I'm going to give it a shot. It goes like this. Take me as I am, put your hand in mine, now and forever. Darling, here I stand before you now. Deep inside I always knew there was you. Drawn together, bound by destiny. There was you for me. Every road leads to your door, every step I take forevermore. You say you'll love me for the rest of your life. I've got a lot of love and I don't want to let go. I can't go on, no I can't go on, I can't go on if I'm on my own. Take me as I am, put your hand in mine, stay with me forever. I am just a man say you love me for the rest of my life. Got a lot of love and I don't want to let go. Will you still love me for the rest of my life? I can't go on. No, I can't go on. I can't go on if I'm on my own. Do you believe love runs so strong? Do you believe love that buys you by? There was the special one for me. I was the lonely one, you see. My heart lost all control. Now you're all that I know. Just say you love me for the rest of my life. Got a lot of love and I don't want to let you go. Will you still love me for the rest of my life? I can't go on. I can't go on. I can't go on if I'm on my own. I can't go on. I know I can't go on. Will you still love me? To say you love me can't go on without somebody I can call my own. Will you still love me? To say you love me, stay around. Will you still love me? To say you love me can't go on if you can say you love. Will you still love me? To say you love me, stay around. I'll never be alone. All right, a little Chicago 18 there for you from 1986. Sorry, Brian, not exactly what you asked for, but hopefully in the family tree of it anyway. Okay, what else do we have out here in the comments? What's everyone looking for? Little Lionel Richie. Got some more Billy Joel to do for sure. Hey, Captain Davis. And thank you, Captain Davis. I haven't sent you your personalized thank you yet, but I just want to shout out. This is my newest student, newest member of the Piano Man Approach, unless something's come in since I started the broadcast today. So, welcome aboard, sir. Happy to have you in the community. His name is Beeb. Or at least that's what we're going to call him. Okay. Oh, thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Hey, sweet. I'll definitely read that, Keith. In fact, if you would, my friend, please, if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you'd send that to pianomansteve@gmail.com. That would be real easy for me to find because, like I say, I'm looking for a reason to use Facebook, not to get rid of it. And I appreciate the extra info, man. Let's see here. Oh, you know, I love all of Chicago's entire catalog. I was a fan of them for years. I got to see them with Jason Sheff about 12 times, so I became a fan of that lineup too, but nothing beats the original 7. They were phenomenal. I agree with you, Brian. Okay, here's another song that came through in the requests, and I don't get to do this very often, but it's such a cool tune. This is from 1978 on an album called 52nd Street, and it's a bluesy, funky thing. Good one for a piano player to stretch his fingers out. It's called Stiletto.
Outside the door, you stand there pleading with your inside bleeding, cause you deep down want some more. And then she says she wants forgiveness, sent them clever masquerade. And she's so good with her stiletto, you don't even mind the pain, you don't see the blade. So much skill, just so fascinating that you're still there waiting when she comes back for the kill. You've been stabbed in the face, you've been left there to bleed. You wanna run away, but you know you're gonna stay, cause she gives you what you need. And then she says she needs affection while she searches for the blade. She's so good with her stiletto that you don't even mind the pain. You don't mind the pain. Ooh, oh, 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 carves up your life. You wanna run away, but you know you're gonna stay, cause you know you love the knife. You've been bought, you've been sold, you've been locked outside the door. You stand there pleading with your inside bleeding, cause you deep down want some more. And then she says she wants affection, such a clever masquerade. She's so good with her stiletto that you don't even see the blade. You don't see the blade. Woo.
right, thanks for the request. Love that one. Oh my goodness. Everybody loves you now. Somebody wants my fingers to fall off my hands. I will honor that one for you in a little bit here, but I'm going to do some other artists here. Let's see here. Awesome. REO Speedwagon. Can't fight this feeling anymore. Let me find the lyrics for that one. Love that song. Let me take your comment off the screen first, though, so that it's not up while I'm playing here. This one... This one is one of those songs that I remember being on the radio, like when it came out, and how it was sort of a staple of top 40 radio, and then sort of soft rock ever since. And man, it's good stuff. Let me find the right key for this here. Okay, so probably need to be here. This is REO Speedwagon, one of the, I would say, like 4 or 5 quintessential 80s power ballad bands. You know, not if you're including like, you know, heavy metal, but I would say REO, Foreigner, Journey, Styx, you know, Genesis, kind of up there in that realm, Chicago. Good stuff. See. There we go. Now I remember how to play it.
I can't fight this feeling any longer, and yet I'm still afraid to let it flow. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. I tell myself that I can't hold out forever. Say there is no reason for my fear, 'cause I feel so secure when we're together. You give my life direction, you make everything so clear. And even as I wonder, I'm keeping you in sight. You're a candle in the window on a cold, dark winter's night, and I'm getting closer than I ever thought I might. And I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars forever. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for. And if I have to crawl upon the floor, come crashing through your door, baby, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Whoops. My life has been such a whirlwind since I saw you. Been running around in circles in my mind, and it always seems that I'm following you, girl, 'cause you take me to the places that alone I'd never find. And even as I wander, I'm keeping you in forgotten what I started fighting for. Time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars forever. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for. And if I have to crawl up on the floor, come crashing through your door, baby, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Right, thank you very much. Love that song. It's a pleasure to be able to play. It might be a little embarrassing to admit that, but we're not going to look down on you for that. Kez says, is it embarrassing that he loves the Glee cover? Glee did a lot of good covers. I'm not going to take that away from them. You know, like, as a musical purist, I tend to be against Glee, but they were really good. I hate admitting it, but they were. Okay, let's see here. Now, this is a little bit different. This is a country song from about 2001, 2002. This is a good tune. Toby Keith. Toby Keith is an interesting character. He had a successful recording career all through the 90s. Had some pretty substantial hits, really. Like, I should have been a cowboy, should have loaned the rope and ride. And my favorite one from that era was with a little less talk and a lot more action. Well, she was fighting them off down at a corner table. She had a long neck bottle, she was peeling the label. The look on her face was perfectly clear. It said, somebody please get me out of here. That look she shot me through the glass refraction. Said a little less talk and a lot more action. A little less talk, if you please. A lot more loving is what I need. Let's get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk and a lot more action. Let's get on down to the main attraction with a little less talk and a lot more action. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but anyway, so he had some pretty sizable hits, and none of them were written by him, for the most part, back in that day. And he just sort of played the game and had a lot of what they call turntable hits. They weren't selling loads and loads of records for him, but he was on the radio, you know, and so that allowed him to tour. And he finally decided that he was ready to take control of his career in a different direction, and he went and he made an album where he mostly wrote all the songs himself, and it was called How Do You Like Me Now? Took it to the label. The label listened to it and said, this is terrible, we're not going to release it. And he said, I want out of my contract. So they did a greatest hits album to honor his last remaining recording that he owed them contractually. And he had to give them $250,000 to keep that record that he made, the How Do You Like Me Now record. And then he went and he found another label who would let him release it. Well, it went triple platinum, and this song hit #1, and then he had like a whole second wind in his career that were defined by the music that he had in his heart and that he wrote himself. And
I've loved some of it, and I've not been a fan of some of it, but I really admire that story, and I like that he took control of his artistic destiny and that it worked out for him. So the request is for How Do You Like Me Now? 2, 3.
I was always a crazy one and I broke into the stadium. I wrote your number on the 50-yard line. You were always a perfect one in the valedictorian. So under your number, wrote call for a good time. I always wanted to get your attention, but you overlooked me somehow. Besides, you had too many boyfriends to mention, and I played my guitar too loud. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, do you still think I'm crazy standing here today? Couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now? Took off to Tennessee and I heard that you made fun of me. Never imagined I'd make it this far. You're married into money, girl, ain't it a cruel and funny world? He took your dreams and tore them apart. He never comes home and you're always alone, and your kids hear you cry down the hall. Alarm clock keeps ringing. Who could that be singing? It's me, honey, with your wake-up call. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, do you still think I'm crazy standing here today? Couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now? Yeah. Say, how do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, do you still think I'm crazy standing here today? Couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now? Tell me, baby. I will preach on one more. Say, how do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, do you still think I'm crazy standing here today? Couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now? Thank you for the request. Very cool. Thanks, Gary. Well, one of these dirt kickers at a time there, Mom. Hi, Mom. It's good to have you back in town. Looking forward to seeing you guys for the first time in a month later today. My parents were able to successfully get back to Nebraska and spend some time with my sister and her children who had been carefully quarantined, so they were able to spend a couple of good weeks together.
And it was really, I'm sure, a very soul-refreshing experience for everyone around. And I'm glad that they've made it back safely. It all seems to be well, so looking forward to catching up with them. Thanks for tuning in, Mama. Okay, so let me see here. Now we're going to change gears. This one is a request that my friend Scott Zuckerman out in New York City put out there. This is by Billy Joel, and it's supposed to sound like a Supreme song, like a Motown Supreme song. I need the lyrics for this one. This is kind of fun to play. This was a #1 hit in 1984. Let me just make sure I'm in the right key here. I think this is the right key. I haven't done this one very many times, but it's really fun to do. So, like I say, this is kind of based on the sound and feel of a Diana Ross and the Supremes kind of song. And as I said, hit #1 in 1984. Had a great video that kind of did a mock-up of the Ed Sullivan Show on it, and it's the first time that I ever saw him wear those Diddy Bop shades that became kind of the Billy Joel look through the 80s and early 90s. No, it needs to be Here We Go. I have a tendency to play this one too fast. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! 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 Listen, boy, I don't want to see you let a good thing slip away. You know I don't like watching anybody make the same mistakes I made. She's a real nice girl, always there for you. But a nice girl wouldn't tell you what you should do. Listen, boy, I'm sure that you think you got it all under control. You don't want somebody telling you the way to stay in someone's soul. You're a big boy now, you never let her go. But that's just the kind of thing she ought to know. So tell her about it, tell her everything you feel. Give her every reason that dictate you're for real. Tell her about it, tell her all your crazy dreams. Let her know you need her, let her know how much she means. Woo! 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 Said, listen, boy, it's not automatically a certain guarantee. To ensure yourself, you got to provide communication constantly. You love someone, you're always insecure, and there's only one good way to reassure. Tell her about it, let her know how much you care. But when she can't be with you, tell her you wish you were there. Tell her about it every day before you leave. Give her some attention, give her something to believe. 'Cause now and then she get to worrying, just because you haven't spoken for so long. Wait, let me do that right. And though you may not have done anything, will that be a consolation when she's gone? Listen, boys, good information from a man who's made mistakes. Just a word or two that she gets from
you could be the difference that it makes. She's a trusting soul, put a trust in you. But a girl like that won't tell you what you should do. Tell her about it, tell her everything you feel. Give her every reason to accept that you're for real. Tell her about it, tell her all your crazy dreams. Let her know you need her, let her know how much she means. Tell her about it, tell her how you feel right now. God, tell her about it. The girl don't want to wait too long. You got to tell her about it. Tell her now and you won't go wrong. You got to tell her about it. Before it gets too late, you got to tell her about it. Tell her about it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell her about it. Thank you very much. The only thing about that song that's challenging is that there's like a bazillion words and they're written in like stanzas about that long, and so I have to keep scrolling down over and over and over. Hey, Paul. Oh, gosh, I don't know that one. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Who is that one by? Let me know, because I would like to know. Paul, you have like, I wouldn't say unusual taste. You just have you have taste in music that I don't think of off the top of my head. And then whenever I see your requests, I go, that's a good song. I should learn that one. So I'm glad that you're in here putting these requests up, because it's causing me to think outside of the box that I tend to be in, which tends to be more like country, 80s. I mean, obviously Billy Joel and Elton John, but like country music and 80s music and whatnot. And you've got some alternative ideas, and they tend to be really great songs. So I apologize that I can't always hit the nail for you, but I'm glad that you're in here making the requests and giving me things to look at that are a little outside my normal thought process. Oh my goodness. Lots of requests have now come in suddenly. This is fantastic. One that came in is, since we did a newer Chicago song, by newer I mean only 30 years old, let's do one that's 50 years old. 2, 3, 4. As I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch. And I said, time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, a pretty lady looked at me and said her diamond watch had stopped a cold day. And I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, being pushed and shoved by people trying to beat the clock. Oh, oh, I just don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I said, yes, I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? So I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. Everybody's hurrying, but I don't care about time. I don't care. Okay. Thank you for the request. Mr. Sharbowitz is in the house. Mr. Brian Sharbowitz in the house. One of the most important people that helped create this whole thing. Brian, back when I had no idea how to do this other than to stick my phone in front of me and play through the speakers, Brian started consulting with me and helped move me in the direction of this live streaming setup that we have now that allows pretty good high quality audio and pretty good high definition video happening. So everybody give Brian a big round of applause for Sharby. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a song here by Lionel Richie. Actually, it was by the Commodores, but Lionel sang it back when he was in the Commodores. That's why I'm here. We got to find a key here. This is for Scotty Z. That's why I'm easy. Which, by the way, Scott, so when I was playing Tell Her About It, because of your request, I almost started laughing out loud because there was that part where he says, but a nice girl wouldn't tell you what you should do. And his wife, Michelle, is such a pistol. And I'm pretty sure that when I said that, she went, oh, really? I'll tell you exactly what to do. And I'm still a nice girl. It's just the impression I get from her Facebook posts. So we're going to try a little bit of this song for you. I probably can't do the whole thing right because I haven't listened to it for a while. But if I remember, it's like... No, it sounds kind of funny, but I just can't stand the pain. I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, girl, done all I can. Let me see, and I don't know, that's why I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. Why in the world would anyone put chains on me? Paid my dues to make it. Everybody wants me to be what they want me to be. I'm not happy when I try to fake it. No, no, no. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. And that's all the more I'm going to try to do on that, because that was not the train wreck I was afraid it might be, and I think it's going to be if I keep going. But now that I've fulfilled my contract, now I will do a Lionel Richie song I actually know. And this is my favorite Lionel Richie song, by the way. So I just think this is one of the great songs of all time. I've been alone with you inside my mind. In my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. I sometimes see you pass outside my door. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted. My arms are open wide, 'cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. And I want to tell you so much. I love you. See the sunlight in your hair and tell you time and time again how much I care. Sometimes I feel my heart will overflow. Hello, I've just got to let you know, 'cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely, or is someone loving you? Tell me how to win your heart, for I haven't got a clue. Let me start by saying I love you. I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely with someone loving you? Tell me how to win your heart, for I haven't got a clue. Let me start by saying I love you.
All right, little Lionel Richie there. What else is new? What's happening? Yeah, no problem, man. That's one of the other features I'm going to bring in, guys. By the way, what I'm going to try to do is earlier in the week, like on Wednesday or Thursday, I'll go live without really playing anything, just for a second, and give you guys all a reminder that we'll be going live on Sunday, and to please leave me some requests in advance because there's a lot of songs that if I have a couple of listens to, I can do a pretty darn good job with it, you know, in pretty short order. But when I see the title and I just can't remember how does the melody go on the verse or whatever, then I can't really do an attempt. So hopefully this will lead to doing more of your interesting requests, because I enjoy the variety and I enjoy the challenge. So we'll try to make sure that you have an opportunity to weigh in. Thanks, Dale. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm a good judge of character, Scott. I could figure her out pretty quick. She and I have a very similar sense of humor. I enjoy all of her Facebook posts. That's great. Okay, let's see here. Mike, if you drop me a line at pianomansteve@gmail.com. I made a YouTube video that actually explains everything I'm doing in my setup. I'll be happy to send you the link, okay? Thanks. I haven't given up the journey yet, Mike. I have not given up that journey yet. In fact, here's a fun one. I always try to throw in a Billy Joel deep cut. So I had made this proclamation on YouTube that I wanted to do a cover for every Billy Joel song ever written, and I'm not there yet. You know, life intervenes, but I haven't given up because I'm not done yet, and so I keep learning them, and this live stream has caused me to learn a bunch more ones. And so anyway, this one is from the Glass Houses album, so let's see if you can spot this one.
Said she'd meet me in the bar at the Plaza Hotel, wear a jacket and a tie. What's the occasion? She just smiled and she wouldn't say why. So here I am standing waiting in the lobby, sweating bullets in the stupid old stoop. And when she sees me, she busts out laughing. You're a sad sight, honey, but you look so cute. And I don't wanna be alone anymore. I was checking you out, I was just making sure. No, I don't wanna be alone anymore. And I want you tonight, although you hurt me before. It didn't matter that I felt like a fool, 'cause I forgot when she walked through the door. I said I'm sorry, but she said it was cool, and I don't wanna be alone anymore. It's so confusing choosing sides. Gotta find my spot here because I have this weird scrolling. It's so confusing choosing sides in the heat of the moment just to see if it's real. It's so ironic having you tell me how it should feel. But I'm avoiding all the called on facts that I've got to face. Ask me just one question: when this magic night is few, could it have been anyone, or did it have to be you? And will you still be saying, I don't want to be alone anymore? I was checking you out, I was just making sure. No, I don't want to be alone anymore, and I want you tonight, although you hurt me before. It didn't matter that I felt like a fool, cause I forgot when she walked through the door. I said I'm sorry, but she said it was cool, but I don't want to be alone anymore. You know that it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. Like the song being caught by the wink of an eye. I can't be sure we'll get along, but I'm willing to try. As long as you can tell me that I don't want to be alone anymore. I was checking you out, I was just making sure. No, 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 I don't want to be alone anymore. And I want you tonight, although you hurt me before. It didn't matter that I felt like a fool, cause I forgot when she walked through the door. Said I'm sorry, but she said it was cool, and I don't want to be alone anymore. Oh, no, 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 I'm not alone anymore. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Alrighty. Just to let you know that I'm keeping up with that journey. I have not played any Elton John songs yet tonight. What should I do, everybody? All right. Fantastic. Ruth, you were sweet to ask. I'll do that next. Okay. First Elton John song of the night. This is a great example of a phenomenon that I enjoy seeing played out in the music industry. A song that is not a hit when it's released at all. And many, many years later, for some reason, it winds up on a movie soundtrack or something like that. Or maybe it just got included, so when people put greatest hits compilations together, sometimes they'll put songs that are among their favorites on there that weren't hits. Maybe it was a single that failed to chart or something, but they put it on there anyway. And because the greatest hits record does well, that the song gets a new life. And here's one, it went absolutely nowhere in 1971 when this thing came out. And many years later, after being on some compilation albums and just being played in concert a lot, and then it ended up on the soundtrack to Almost Famous. And this song suddenly roared into the zeitgeist. People think this is one of Elton's biggest hits. He couldn't do a show without it, but it was nothing in 1971 in terms of commercial success. So when you have a good song on your hands, sometimes it's going to find its way into people's hearts, even if the radio stations don't agree at the time. Blue jean baby, LA lady, sings for the band. you merry music man. Ballerina, you must have seen her. She was dancing in the sand. Now she's in me, always with me, tired of dancing in my hand. She's free out in the streets, handing tickets out for gone, turning back. She just laughs. The boulevard is not that bad. Piano man, he makes a stand in his auditorium, looking on. She sings a song, the words she knows, the tune she hums. Oh, how it feels so real, lying here with no one near and only you. And you can hear me when I say softly, slowly, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway, lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway, lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today. Blue jean baby, LA lady, seamstress for the man, pretty-eyed pirate smile, you merry music man. Ballerina, oh, you must have seen her. She was dancing in the sand. Now she's in me, always with me, tired of dancing in my head. Oh, how it feels so real, lying here with no one near and only you. And you can hear me when I say softly, slowly, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway, lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. got a busy day today.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful request. All right. Now all of a sudden everyone's got an Elton John request. That's fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, I think maybe that's the one I will do. Let's see if I can remember all the words to this. Ruth Ann asked me if I could play a song of my own. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll end tonight with that one in a little bit. I have a little bit of time to fill first, but I want to play a song of mine. When I was on the broadcast the other day, I shared with you that a friend of mine, not a real close friend, but someone that I knew and had dealt with professionally and personally and had a great deal of regard for, and at the age of 49 had passed away from terminal brain cancer. And he was diagnosed with it just a few months after his wife had passed away from breast cancer. And so he was a single dad with 3 kids, and he lived for 34 months after his diagnosis. And met another woman who knew that he was terminally ill with this, and they fell in love anyway, and they got married, and she's now watching over his kids. It's kind of a special story in a way, and I'm sad that he's not here, but by the end he was so sick that it's one of those situations where you're just kind of relieved for him that he's not in pain anymore. And I wrote a song about that because, when you're not the one sick and someone you care about gets sick, the selfish thing obviously is that you want them to fight it and survive, and I think as long as that's what the person who's sick wants to do, that's wonderful. But there comes a point in time when the people around the person who's sick have to let that person go and release the pain and the suffering that they're in. And this particular song I wrote from that point of view, and it was written as a lullaby to someone who is about to draw their final breath. And I'm very proud of this song. It was on my 2016 album, the album was called Beat Up Old Piano. This particular song was this close to being cut by some really, really well-known artists in Canada, and we just couldn't get a deal worked out in time. But I still hope maybe something will happen with this. Maybe someone else will cut it, and I'd love for some of my songs to be recorded by some other artists. But this is called You Don't Have to Hold On Just for Me. And I think there's a lot of people, obviously we've had a lot of people get sick with COVID and other things, and have this very same moment in their life over the last few months.
I know we agreed when you first got the news, we'd fight it till the bitter end, if that's what it came to. But that was 2 long years ago. Deep down I think we both know it's not a matter of if now, it's a matter of when. And I've seen it take away from you everything you love to do, everything you've ever wished, and every single dream So you don't have to hold on just for me. I just want that spirit that I love to be set free. It's hard to face the truth now, but I know the best thing for you might just be for me to let you go. If you want to keep on fighting, I'll be here faithfully. But you don't have to hold on just for me. It's completely your decision what to do with what remains. I will be here by your side for every joy and pain. I want you to have peace of mind that I will be okay in time. But I'll never replace you. You'll always be my guiding light. And one thing you can be sure of, you won't ever lose my love. If you decide to let yourself let go into God's arms. So you don't have to hold on just for me. I just want that spirit that I love to be set free. It's hard to face the truth now, but I know the best thing for you might just be for me to let you go. If you want to keep on fighting, I'll be here faithfully. But you don't have to hold on just for me. No, you don't have to hold on just for me.
Thank you. Okay. Well, that's not good. I drove 10 people away. That's okay. Yes, I am on Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music, all of those places. Thanks for asking, James. You can look my name up. As a matter of fact, I'm working on it. I don't have a release date yet, but I'm going to start assembling a bunch of cover songs, just piano vocal cover songs like this. And I intend ultimately to take all of these live stream concerts that I've done, bust them up into individual tracks. And those will be available on my Spotify as well, and my music, all of my music stations, for people who want to listen to my versions of other people's songs as well as my own original music. And I don't have all of the post-production done yet to get them uploaded, but I'm very much looking forward to that. That's a major development that I'm working on, hoping to drop before the end of the year, and we're going to have a big listening party at some point when I'm ready to launch with the first batch of all of these new covers on there and revamp my music store in general. We're going to have a big listening party for my new EP, which will be coming out. It's ready to go. It's just a matter of being ready. So we'll do a digital listening party, and I'll show you my new music video, which is amazing. We shot it in Europe. and I'll play some songs off the new record and take some requests, and just we'll have a really good special night with it. And I'll introduce my new music store. But already my two albums from 2016 and 2018 are already on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and Google Play and everywhere else where they sell music. So please, by all means, just search my name. You'll see it. Very excited about that. Okay, thank you so much. So let's pick up the pace just a little bit, but stay on the inspiring side. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the desert of truth to the river so deep. I've been searching for something taken out of my soul, something I'd never lose, something somebody stole. Don't know why I go walking at night, but I'm tired and I don't want to walk anymore. Hoping nothing did the rest of my life till I can finally find what I've been looking for. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the jungle of down to the river so deep. I've been searching for something so undefined that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind in the middle of the night. God knows I ain't never been a spiritual man. Baptized by the fire, I'm wading through the river that is running through the promised land. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the desert of truth to a river so deep. We all end in the ocean, we all start in the stream. We're all carried along by the river of dreams in the middle of the night. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
not so deep. All right, well, it's just about time for me to play the last tune of the night. Thank you for tuning in. And as promised, I'm going to do another one of mine. This is the title track off my 2016 album, and basically it's just a biography of my life that led me to what I'm doing now. My parents, God bless them, they went down to my mom's parents' house, I don't know, sometime before I was born, I think. But I think they were planning on starting a family, and they stole my grandma's upright piano. And I don't even remember what the brand name of it was, but it was old. Had to have been from like the early 1900s, maybe like in the first 10 years or so. And they put it in the back of a pickup and drove it home. Apparently there was a lot of beer drank by people sitting in the back of the pickup driving it home for 45 minutes or an hour and a half or however long it took to get there. Steadying it, taking old state roads, not federal highways or anything. 'Cause there are no federal highways leading to Benkelman, Nebraska. Anyway, they brought this thing back, and it was in our basement, and it's what I learned how to play on, and the poor thing took such a beating from me. I mean, like, busted keys and snapped strings and broken hammers, but it was my best friend. And the most extraordinary memories I have of my youth all kind of revolve around that thing, and I wrote this song paying homage to it, but basically it pays homage to, everything that was a part of my life that led me to do what I do now, and I love it so much. This is called Beat Up Old Piano. Thanks for tuning in, guys. In the basement of my parents' house, against the rec room wall, was an old upright piano, dark brown and 5 feet tall. The wood was scratched and the keys were chipped, and it was old as sin. Who knew that old piano would one day be my best friend? My mom made me take lessons when I started 2nd grade. First I wasn't happy with the progress I'd made. 5 years later I looked up and I sounded like a band, and that beat up old piano turned into my best friend. That beat up old piano taught me everything I know, showed me who I am and what to do and where to go. It helped me make my journey from a boy into a man. That beat up old piano, it's still my best friend. By the time I went to high school, I was getting paid to play, and I couldn't take my basement friend to help me earn my way. So I bought myself a keyboard, played all across the land. Then I'd go home and play my old piano once again. My beat up old piano helped me learn where I belong. I found a purpose for my life in playing all these songs. It helped me make my journey from a boy into a man. That beat up old piano, it's still my best friend. Yes, it is.
in front of thousands of my fans, which by the time we factor in the replay is true. I'm playing all my gigs now on a custom Steinway Grand, which, if we factor in that that's probably what was sampled to put on this keyboard, is also true. But I still feel that old upright in my heart and in my hands. Damn right, that beat up old piano, hey, it's still my best friend. That beat up old piano gave me who I am today. It taught me how to write my songs and sing them while I play. I don't have it anymore, but it'll be with me till the end. That beat up old piano, it's still my best friend. God bless that beat up old piano. It's still my best friend. Yes, it is. All right, guys, thank you very much. I will be seeing you next Sunday, but I will, like I said, I'll check in. I'll put out enough material this week to remind you what the new schedule and all of that is, and invite you to send some of your requests in so that I have a chance to review them, so that I can honor more of them. But we're going to keep having fun like this, and I just want to remind you, just because I'm not going to put on the hard schedule to do this twice a week doesn't mean I won't sometimes still do it on Wednesday. Just depends if I feel like I've got time and if I'm in the mood to do an extra show. So we'll have some sporadic one-offs that way as well. But I want to keep my Sunday slot as something you can take to the bank. It's been a remarkably wonderful thing in my life to be able to do this, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me on YouTube, and of course I'll share all of those YouTube videos on Facebook as well. So I'm not going anywhere. And thank you so much for making the last 6 months a pretty amazing time for me. In spite of all the chaos and craziness going on, this has been a very, very special experience for me. And it's all because of you guys. So take care. Remember, if you're a piano player or a musician of any kind, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. And for all of you, remember, give as much love as you can to as many people as you can, as often as you can. Don't know when the last chance we're going to have is to do that, but we want to make it count. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you on Sunday.